Good evening everyone. I am Ritika Nagar. I study class 11th Commerce at Modern Public School. Today I am here to present a video presentation on central problems of an economy and their solutions as my economics project. So let's start. First of all of us should know what is economy. An economy is a system by which people of an area earn their living. Now, why do we study economics? We study economics because of the three reasons. Human bonds are unlimited, resources are scarce, and resources have alternative uses. The central problems of an economy. There are three central problems of an economy: what to produce, how to produce, and for whom to produce. Now, what to produce? It has two dimensions: what goods are to be produced and in what quantity goods are to be produced. First, what goods are to be produced? Broadly, goods are classified as capital goods and consumer goods. Production of both capital and consumer goods is essential for the economy. Capital goods like plant and machinery are needed for further production and future growth. Consumer goods are needed for present consumption. If the limited resources are largely used for the production of consumer goods, the present generation will enjoy good quality of life, but lack of capital goods would mean lack of future growth. The future generations would suffer. Likewise, if the limited resources are largely used for the production of capital goods, the future growth would be high, but the lack of consumer goods would mean that the present generation will have low standard living. Hence, the problem of choice, called the problem of choice of emblem of allocation of limited resources to different use. Now, what to produce? In what quantity goods are to be produced? Once we understand that the production of both consumer goods and capital goods is essential, another question arises: how much of consumer goods and how much of capital goods? Because owing to limited resources, more of consumer goods would mean less of capital goods, and more of capital goods would mean less of consumer goods. Here, it is important to understand that the loss of quantity of consumer goods is the cost of producing more of capital goods. Likewise, loss of quantity of capital goods is the cost of producing more of consumer goods. In economics, this is called opportunity cost. How to produce? How to produce refers to the technique of production. Broadly, there are two techniques of production: labor-intensive technique and capital-intensive technique. Labor-intensive technique implies greater use of labor than capital, while capital-intensive technique implies greater use of capital than labor. Capital-intensive technique promotes efficiency. It accelerates the pace of growth. On the other hand, labor-intensive technique promotes employment. The choice between the labor-intensive and capital-intensive techniques becomes a problem because labor-intensive technique helps reduce unemployment, while capital-intensive techniques accelerates GDP growth. Here again, the root cause of the problem is scarcity of resources. In countries like India, capital is so scarce that fuller utilization of labor is not possible. In rich countries, labor is so scarce that fuller utilization of capital becomes a problem. For whom to produce? Owing to limited resources, an economy cannot produce goods for all sections of the society to the extent desired. Broadly, every economy has two sections of the society: the rich and the poor. Social justice is promoted if more goods are produced for the poor. It would reduce inequality or promote equality. But there is a hidden cost of doing it. By producing goods for the poor, the profits of the producers would remain low. Low profits would mean low investment, implying low GDP growth. The economy would remain backward for a long time to come. Thus, there is a problem of choice: social equality or GDP growth. Now, so what are the solutions of central problems in different economies? Let's discuss. Solutions of central problems in different economies. Economic activities are controlled and regulated by the government of a country, but the degree of control varies across different nations. Controlled economies or centrally planned economies. Such economies where the degree of control of economic activities is very high are called controlled economies or centrally planned economies. Free economies or market economies. Such economies where the degree of control of economic activities is very low are called free economies or market economies. The third one, mixed economies. Such economies where the degree of control of economic activity is moderate are called mixed economies. Solutions in market economy. Market economy is a free economy. It means that producers are free to decide what, how, and for whom to produce. It is on the basis of supply and demand forces in the market. The decisions are taken as under: first, what to produce; The producers will produce those goods which offer them high profits. How to produce? The producers will always use that technology which maximizes efficiency and minimizes cost. Third, for whom to produce? In a free economy, the producers will produce goods for those people who can afford to pay high price. Poorer sections of the society are often ignored. It causes a problem of economic divide, the gulf between the rich and the poor. Briefly, in a market economy, the decisions relating to what, how, and for whom to produce are taken with a view to maximizing profits. Solutions in centrally planned economy. In a centrally planned economy, decisions relating to what, how, and for whom to produce are taken by some central authority of the government. All decisions are taken to maximize social welfare, not to maximize profits. Those goods and services will be produced which the central authority or the government finds as most useful for the society. That technique of production will be adopted which is socially most desirable. In a situation of mass unemployment, for example, labor-intensive technology will be preferred rather than capital-intensive technology so that unemployment is reduced. Enough goods will be produced for poorer sections of the society even when production of such goods is not profitable. Social justice is given priority over profit maximization. Briefly, in a centrally planned economy, the decisions relating to what, how, and for whom to produce are taken with a view to maximizing social welfare. Solutions in mixed economy. Mixed economy shares the merits of market economies as well as centrally planned economies. Decisions regarding what, how, and for whom to produce are taken both to maximize profits as well as social welfare. In certain areas of production, producers are free to take their decisions with a view to maximizing profits. In certain other areas, decisions are taken entirely on the basis of social considerations. For example, in India, producers are free to produce cloth or steel to maximize their profits, but railways are the monopoly of the government. The government provides transport services at nominal rates so that poorer sections of the society can avail them. Briefly, in a mixed economy, the decisions relating to what, how, and for whom to produce are neither left entirely to the market forces nor to any central authority. The market forces as well as central authority play their role while market forces tend to maximize profits. The central authority focuses on social welfare. Now, at last, I would like to say thank you.